Welcome to Game of Growth, your weekly podcast. You're listening to episode 22. I'm your host, Tina, and today we're going to have a discussion on the growth story of Policy Bazaar, its impact, and strategies that are implemented to drive the success of this reputed brand. So, our today's guest is Aman Dhal, Head of Corporate Communications at Policy Bazaar. Aman carries over 15 years of experience in media and financial services and has worked with influential brands like the Times of India Group, UNICEF, SEDA, Magic Bus, and more. Thanks, Aman, for joining the show today. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you, Tina. Absolutely my pleasure to be here today.
So, Aman, how does it feel like being recognized as the best young talent and listed in 40 under 40 categories in your field of prowess? How is this journey so far?
Uh, it's been a fascinating one, Tina. Uh, I started my career as a journalist,
Hmm.
uh, reporting on politics. In fact, I was reporting on the current government, like the BJP used to be my first beat. To the time when I evolved as a reporter to start covering banking and financial services. Uh, I was doing special stories for the weekend edition of the Economic Times, and doing not only doing reporting, but also was part of the overall editing team as well. So the experience has been fascinating one, right from going and covering uh, what's happening on the Siachen front from a defense perspective
Hmm.
to writing a cover story on how HDFC Bank was starting to give competition back to ICICI Bank then. Today, IDFC, as you all know, is the leading bank in India. Uh, to the fact that I moved on and decided to pursue a career in the sports management field and went abroad, came back, started my own venture, ran projects in the tribal areas of India in Odisha and Andhra Pradesh, to coming to Policy Bazaar and starting this vertical from scratch, developing this vertical. We are in fact uh, one of the only in-house units to run PR successfully in-house. I don't think at this level many companies are running PR internally. So yeah, it's been a fascinating journey, and I think those rewards are somewhere uh, reflective of the time I've spent in my career on different things, building different, uh, be it building a brand or be it building a venture or doing reporting for one of the foremost Indian business daily.
Hmm. Wonderful. That's must be an amazing journey. In fact, I would say. So, Aman, India's life insurance companies witnessed 11.36% growth in their collective premium income during the fiscal end March 2020. But insurance reach is still low in India. However, there is a growing interest in insurance among people. So, can you share what impact Policy Bazaar has created, considering the nationwide reach and trust it has earned over the past decade?
See, I think the roots go back to when Policy Bazaar started back in 2008. And I think it started with that journey of first ensuring that people compare before buying insurance. This was also the time when online was an unknown entity,
Hmm.
and it all started from building that first confidence of the consumer in actually going and comparing and then buying online. So, if you remember, I think back in 2012-13, our first campaign was Ullu Mat Bano. You know,
Yeah.
you do actually, even if you buy your own clothes, like, right? You compare first and then buy
Hmm.
even a pair of jeans. Simply, you're saying, if you do it for even like groceries, why are you not doing it for such a bigger decision in life, which is insurance? So the whole story started from there, and then obviously, the fact that we've been able to create awareness about pure life insurance and health insurance. I think a lot of credit needs to be given to the founders for doing it successfully over a period of time.
Hmm.
And that is where I think the industry has now started to become more pull-driven, push-driven. I think that's a change, especially we're now seeing, since the pandemic scenario has come in, the consumer, like for this industry, it was always a push-driven industry. That pull of consumer, wanting to buy insurance today has started to come, and which is, I think, the success story of Policybazaar, because somewhere they've been able to create awareness around pure protection products, uh, life and health. Earlier, insurance was always somewhere, under the car of insurance, mostly investment-linked products were being sold. Somewhere, Policybazaar brought in that you need to buy insurance for insurance, which is protection. And I think that's their larger success story, to be able to change that mindset of people to think of insurance for protection rather than investment. Uh, and I think that is something which is the impact of Policybazaar on the ecosystem. And I'm not saying that it is alone Policybazaar which has been able to create that impact, but obviously it's been able to come because of our successful collaboration with, be it the insurers who were willing to come up with these products, which are actually more consumer friendly and providing protection benefits, which are protecting consumers against any kind of financial emergency in case they are not there. So a lot also credit goes to the regulator also, who were also, very forward looking. And
Mm-hmm.
obviously, they also played their part in ensuring that they were opening ways for the digital channel to thrive, especially through their decision making on, be it, approval of products today, you know,
Right.
which has become much more faster today compared to maybe 10 years back.
Absolutely. Aman, how do you think communication, content, and PR has evolved over the years, and how businesses have started to take content seriously, considering its impacts on the company's growth? In fact, Policy Bazaar has won India PR and Communication Awards 2018 under the category Best Marketing and PR Campaigns. Along with that, Best Content in Online PR Campaign by Inkspell Awards 2018. So, what are your thoughts on it?
See, content is integral to any company trying to building out their niche.
Mm-hmm.
And I think where Policy Bazaar has been very successful is they've been able to select their channels and obviously, seed that tailor-made content, very, very efficiently. And when I talk about this, I talk about, let me give you an example from the time I came in back in 2014. Uh, how we would discuss, how can we ensure that we have a larger influence on that consumer mind space. And we would think, how can we actually attack consumer from the perspective of, be it we are talking about brand on television, which is your advertising medium, be it through our search engine of efforts, the content on the web, and be it through, using media as a vehicle where we are actually partnering with media to create that awareness around those insurance products which people want, giving them those right information pieces so that the consumer is able to make decisions on their own. So over the last 6 years, what we have just done is, day in and day out, ensure that we are part of the larger set of stories or the larger set of content around insurance. And it's a story of discipline. It's a story of ensuring that day in and day out we are seeding that content meticulously into the ecosystem. So that today we have that domino effect of people's perception starting to change around insurance. So somewhere I think somewhere right content which is tailored for the platform has played a huge part, and we have tailored our content very effectively. Somewhere we know what is some. So for instance, we have taken a humorous approach to put our message across on the advertising medium. We had earlier Kapil Sharma as an ambassador. Now we have Akshay Kumar, and we have chosen them very, very meticulously and wisely, keeping in mind that insurance is a very serious topic. So your content should be able to somewhere in a humorous way pass on the message at the same time, it is somewhere imprinted in the mind space. At the same time, it's also about the fact that it's not like we are only advertising on television during the last 4 or 5 months. You would see us advertising the whole 12 months. So somewhere, and it's the same approach we have taken on the web, the same approach we have taken in our media, the media communication part. Uh, we ensure that if there is any story around insurance, we are participating in it so
Mhm.
that we become synonymous with whenever insurance is talked about, people look at us genuinely as experts. Our prerogative is that people doing it themselves, buying their own products themselves. That's
Right.
our ultimate objective.
Mhm. Great. I agree with you. In fact, uh, uh, Aman, we know that there are impacts of COVID pandemic on human lives and the economy. So, what changes did the pandemic bring into the insurance industry, and how this industry was perceived as a whole during the last decade versus now?
See, somewhere I think, uh, see, if you go back to the last decade and now today, as I mentioned again, I think insurance nobody thought could be ever purchased. It
Hmm.
has to be sold. So Yashish, our founder, would tell us stories, how people wrote him off when he started this venture. And they laughed at the idea, people will come on their own and buy insurance.
Yeah.
So this is something, the change which we are seeing today. Obviously, maybe pandemic is the reason, but again, I think somewhere the trigger had come in much more before the 10 years of hard work and the 10 years of awareness that Policy Bazaar has created for consumers. That insurance needs to purchase for insurance. It is for your protection needs. If you have investment goals, there is a different set of products. Don't mix your investment needs with insurance. And I think that is something which Policy Bazaar has been able to successfully educate. Obviously, still a lot of work needs to be done. But I think the fact that 25% of India's sum assured is bought through Policy Bazaar is validation of the work that this company has put in. That's a huge amount of coverage for the nation which has been built through this platform. Uh, and I think this pandemic has made people realize that it's not like unless a catastrophe appears, we need to think of buying insurance. They need to think of insurance as part of their core financial planning. It's as important as growing money to build wealth for their retirement or for their child education. So
Right.
somewhere, I think those changes have started to trickle in. These are still metro and tier one city phenomena. I think we see in the next 10 years this becoming further trickling down to the tier two, tier three cities.
I agree with you. In fact, COVID insurance plans have also started to come in the market. I'm sure there must be a surge for such plans right now among the buyers.
See, obviously there is, but at the same time, what we are advising is, go for that comprehensive coverage. Uh, these plans are not wholesome coverage providers. As we know, hospital bills, if you look at the stories that are coming on the social media, you will realize that the costs are like, might be the COVID related costs are lesser,
Hmm.
but the diseases that might occur in anyone, because of COVID, say organ failure or something else can occur,
Yeah.
the costs are pretty high. So you need a comprehensive plan, you need today I will say, you need a good 10, 20 lakh or a 1 crore plan. Today, a 1 crore health insurance plan is available at a cost of 10 lakh. Those kind of innovation has happened in the health insurance side. So somewhere I think this pandemic has brought in a lot of positive changes in terms of awareness. At the same time, obviously, these specialist covers, I would say like these are good ones to buy for short term. But again, I think people need to buy wholesome covers, and that is what our education, what that's what we are trying to educate all the time.
Right. Exactly. Uh, Aman, what various strategies you have put forward to build this insurance brand? What tools and mediums do you use to reach the target market, considering the fact that website has more than 10 million monthly visitors, and the app has more than 5 million downloads.
See, for us, you know, engaging with the consumer becomes very important, and that too on a consistent basis. And somewhere our strategy from a communication and PR perspective has been very simple, maybe very boring, what we were doing earlier as well, trying to ensure that we still continue to partner with our media partners to ensure that, we use their medium to provide that education to that larger database. See, obviously, one is owned media, which is your own platform, and another is earned media, which is your media publications and websites. So our effort remains while ensure that we continue to do what we are doing on the earned media side. At the same time, we are building our own media channels, which is, for instance, we have built a blog called PV Live, which we started around March, and so far has already seen more than I think 4 lakh visitors in the 4 months. And the idea is to start building, your own channel, own content channel, which you can utilize in the long term, which is also somewhere also strengthening your web presence. Basically, the searches around insurance, you are ensuring that your content is so superior quality that somewhere that it is, when you're searching around insurance, your blog is coming up in those searches,
Right.
which is ensuring that, your customer is coming back. If he needs some information, he is coming back to our blog or be to our core product pages. Similarly, on the app front, we are trying to ensure that we have lots of content to engage with our existing as well as our prospective consumer. So, for instance, with an existing consumer, someone who has bought insurance, say a motor insurance or a health insurance, we would have a survey like, just say, know your policy, just to
Right.
check their awareness levels. Say a 5-question survey, kind of a game, which is helping them understand, okay, actually they understand their policy or not.
Yeah.
So similar kind of relevant content we are trying to see it all the time. Say during monsoons, how can you take care of your car? We will push that kind of a content through our app to our consumers, through SMS marketing or email marketing. The idea is again, like, we are not only engaging with the customer when the renewal is required. We are actually engaging with them uh, throughout those last 12 months to ensure one, they keep updating their knowledge on, they keep updating their knowledge on the changes that are coming. Uh, they keep updating their knowledge on, when the claims process someday, they might have to put in a claim. So they know exactly how they would need to go about in terms of the claims process. They are not caught by surprise. I don't know what to do. So, so our objective is that the content moves in that direction that people are able to do it themselves, and that's the core idea in terms of seeding content through different means, be it owned or earned. If I talk about paid, obviously, paid has a more click to action approach. The idea is, the people come and compare and buy. So it's a completely different approach there. The idea is to pull in that customer at that given time that they're not laxing if they have to renew their policy. So it's more a product centric approach, more a call to buying action approach there.
Right. Product centric approach, CTA approach, and to provide the engaging content. The more personalized and engaging content becomes, the more a user would feel connected to a specific brand. I agree with you.
Absolutely.
So, Aman, how do you leverage push notifications to send the right update to the right audience? Uh, uh, what strategies do you focus on usually?
We are still working on this piece. We do send notifications. We are trying to work on the customization piece as we speak. Uh, this is something a work in progress for us in terms of one doing real-time notifications on the app for our customers. Right now, what we are doing it as push notification is, as I mentioned again previously, sending them more relevant content, those with existing policies. We are trying to send them content around their, say car care, how can they take care of their car during monsoons, or, pushing out a notification on, do they know enough about their policy? Do they know enough about the claims process? So such kind of content we are trying to send. Obviously, we are trying to customize more. This is something a work in progress for us as we are building the blog, which is going hand in hand with pushing that kind of content through those notifications. But you will see more personalization happening for us in the future, especially someone who is a prospective consumer and who is coming in. Say, he is belonging to a certain income category, and we have his filing done. So we know that, this guy is already a health insurance and he hasn't had a life or a motor. So we know, how can we warm this person up with that kind of a content to ensure that he is pulled towards buying that cover on his own or on her own.
Right. I agree with you. In fact, what I see the benefit of push notifications is that it's a common practice to engage our users through emails and SMS. But
Right.
when we send emails, there are more number of steps that are required from a user's end. They need to open their mail, they need to open their inbox, and then they need to click on the mail. So, and when we consider SMS, people tend to ignore SMS these days. Although, of course, these two channels are very promising. But when it comes to push notifications, it's a direct communication between the brand and a user, wherein a notification appears on their device, and only one action which is required from their end is just to click on it, and they will be directed to their app, or to the respective website. So this tool has garnered a lot of traction in the recent years, for the conversions that it drives. So, anything you would like to share with the audience, Aman? Any advice to engineers, entrepreneurs, and our listeners about the innovation and new opportunities in the insurtech and finance industry?
See, I think me from the I being from the PR and communication field and having like
Hmm.
an entrepreneurial experience, and now I also, we believe, those who we are all functional leaders here, we call ourselves proud entrepreneurs. See,
Yeah.
see, the simple thing is, I think, anything is built with collaboration. Uh, and when you are able to do boring, mundane things over a period of time, that's where your success comes. What I have seen is where people go wayward is in trying to do too many things, uh, in trying to sometimes experiment with too many projects. We forget about what our core is, and that is where I think, you know, be it you are building a certain technology, be it you are building uh, a brand, you need to be consistent in your messaging and resilient, collaborative, and disciplined with your messaging over a period of time. That is where success comes.
Right. Right. Wonderful, wonderful, Aman. I appreciate your time, and coming on to the show, sharing useful information with the audience. Thank you so much.